Welcome to episode 6 of The Life of a TV Addict. I'm Sasha.
Notorious FPG.
You gotta excuse my voice. It's just partied out.
We lost an hour. We're tired. It's just a whole thing going on today.
And I didn't even know about that. Not to get off track, but I was like, I woke up, I looked at one thing. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. Then I looked at the Fitbit. I'm like, wait, what?
What time?
I'm like,
is it?
what's
Exactly.
going on? I'm like, I know I was drinking, but but we're here to give y'all this weekend TV, our recommendations, things you should skip, and then
things that I didn't think I would be back into, but
you back.
They pulled me. Damn it! They pulled me back in every time I try to get out. That damn Love and Hip Hop Atlanta.
Oh my God, I'm over them. But then, what were we doing Monday night on
Tweeting
Twitter?
And gagging simultaneously, tweeting and gagging.
So what parts were?
Well, the only part I was really there for was Rashida and Kirk. Like,
really?
Oh yeah, I didn't know that they were going to be doing it episode 1 out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to be, because all our friends were on Twitter talking about it. We were on Twitter. So I said, well, let me turn and see what the hoopla is. So I kept going back and forth. And like the rest of it seemed kind of boring until we got to this party, and then this girl with this big ass forehead showed up talking about she had a baby for Kirk.
Okay, so let me tell you, that was not the part for me, because I was like, okay, how much did Kurt and Rashida pay this girl to come on the show? And even on Twitter, I said, like, they couldn't give her enough to get some acting lessons. I mean, this is really bad acting.
But when you say that, you don't mean that they paid her to have the baby. Like, you mean this situation went down and they were like, hey, do you want to be part of our storyline? Or you think this whole thing was
fake? Oh, I think it's all fake. Because,
okay.
I mean, season after season, other than when K. Michelle was bringing it to Rashida, they have nothing to talk about. They've been boring. Then he's going to the cabin and 2 girls are kissing all over him.
But he's always been messy, slinging his thing everywhere. So that's why that wasn't like such a reach for me. Because I was like, he's always been messy. Like every season, pretty much, like you said, their storyline is around him being irresponsible with his penis and grandma having to run over his bike and do all kind of stuff because he just don't know how to act.
See, so for me, I just see it all as an act. I guess because of Rashida, for me, she looks dumb old. She claims she like 35 or whatever she's trying to say. I'm not buying it because you and I both know black don't crack like that. You will not be 35 looking 54.
But I will say this. She don't look Carly Red old.
No.
Because Carly Red is a tree with some rings around it.
Carly looks like she's a good 95. I mean, give or take a year. But Rashida looks dumb old, number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, for her, the things that Kirk does on the show, for her to stay with him, like when she was pregnant, and he like, I don't even know if that's my baby. Right. You better get it. It's like they had to come up with this beforehand because you wouldn't allow, no one would allow that type of disrespect. And then you're filming a show and you're going to cheat on me on the show with the cameras. Yeah. It would have been one thing if you would have been like, they kind of catching you, rubbing somebody's leg, and then we don't know what happened. But you let them in the bedroom while you with the 2 girls. Come on. Like, this shit is ridiculous. I think that they come up with stuff because now we know that reality isn't all the way reality, that they have pre-production
scripts.
Exactly. And they meet with these people to say, hey, what's going on in your life, to decide whether or not they're going to bring you back.
That's a certain kind of
desperation,
evil, though, to say, not only do I want you catching me cheating on my wife, but why don't we bring another human being into this and procreate? Like, that's a whole nother level of, like you said, desperation and just evil. Mona Scott can't be that evil.
Well, no, I think Rashida and Kirk meet as a family, and maybe some girl did come up and say, I have a baby with Kirk. Right. But I don't think that it's playing out on this season as opposed to it have already, like, it happened and it was they easily proved he wasn't the baby, and now they like, okay, let's bring it onto the show. Right. Because that would be a good storyline. Right. Because I can't see acting that out on the show. Like, me and my husband, we're going to be in agreement.
I agree with you there, totally. That would be the deepest, darkest of secrets.
Exactly.
You wouldn't want nobody to know. So they haven't confirmed that this is his baby.
No, and I guess we're going to see that play out on the show.
Because I did see in the coming attractions, like allegedly he put this girl up in
the apartment.
And my question is, kind of piggybacking on what you said, did they kind of see like, hey, Peter Gunz is kind of wrecking it with all of this. Let's do a ATL version of the Peter Gunz story and have them
probably so.
Yeah, now that I could see if the situation was already unfolding and they said, how can we make this salacious and more of a storyline?
I think so. And then they have a relationship with the producers. So when they go to these pre-production meetings and they say, hey, what's going on with your life? And they tell them and they're like, and they like, well, what do you think? Yeah, and they like, well, what's wrong? And what do you think? Or one of the producers might say, listen, y'all really not bringing it. And they're looking to drop y'all. Yeah. So, and then they go do this and then they come back. Because I was like, come on. And then Kurt walks in and he can't keep a straight face. And it was like,
and nobody got like a whore in church.
I'm like, nobody got acting classes. Only one who had acting was Young Jock with that perm. Because he was like, what? And I was like, get it, Young Jock. Let them know.
Is Young Jock going to play a 5 Heartbeat or something? What is up with
Eddie Kane?
Oh my! If he'd have said "Nang" when they told him he had a baby, I'd have died. Because that hair is hilarious.
I was about to say, you know, I guess he's still signed to Diddy.
Oh, okay.
Bad Boy, because he was signed under Candy's baby daddy.
Right.
Block. And so then he signed under Diddy. So basically, you're not moving anything. So I guess you got to do things to keep yourself.
Well, I thought that was fucking Carly Red. If that wasn't taking one for the team.
But now they saying Carly Red messing with Caesar.
Don't even. They is just passing her down the VH1 line.
And she is here for it.
Oh, now that's messy. Ew. I mean, I never thought he was attractive.
Me either.
But I thought he had a little bit more for himself than to be fucking for, a fee, I guess.
Shit, that show. But getting back to, then we saw that Carly Red is back with Young Jock.
Right. Well, I guess this was taped when they were still
months
together.
Ago, yeah. And then I was like, okay, of course y'all got to get back together because neither one of y'all would have a storyline.
Right.
Jocelyn and the baby and Stevie, like, oh my God, I want to see how all of that plays out.
And who is this one she's supposed to, Young Dro or who was the one she's supposed to be with? That was
Shoulderlean guy from T.I.
Oh, that was who that was?
Oh. And he used to go with your girl, Fantasia.
Oh, okay. I was wondering who this guy was. I was like,
yeah.
I was totally lost. Because I didn't watch like any of last season. So
he wasn't on last season.
Okay. But she was going out with somebody else last season. That wasn't Stevie. Who was that?
She wasn't going.
Because wasn't that where Stevie was questioning whether one of him or this other person was the father of the baby?
It might have been still Young Dro because I know Young Dro has been an issue because at the end of the season, last season, she's in a limo with Young Dro.
Okay.
And then that's the whole thing. And Young Dro, he's been on, because, I mean, what else is he doing? So he's been on the Breakfast Club podcast, everything, and saying like, no, it's not my baby. She's a good friend.
Yeah.
This and that. And then him and Stevie had some back and forth going. I mean, last season when Stevie found out that Jocelyn was pregnant, up until that point, her calling him a child molester and all those other things.
Right.
I guess that's why now we're going to see how that plays out because he's like, I don't want shit to do with you because of what you did.
Yeah.
And now, but it's like, now y'all going to have a baby together.
And then who's this other girl that he was going to the police with?
Tommy.
Oh, she is. Oh, girl, when she came out with was she the one that had on those wool shorts?
I can't remember what she had, but Tommy is from last season. Her, she goes with Stevie J's fake nephew. Okay. That Jocelyn said that Stevie was fucking his mother.
Oh, okay.
So she goes with him, but this season we learned that she has kids because last season there was not a word mention of her having any kids. So this season we learned that she has 2 girls.
Okay.
And she's going back to jail.
Yeah.
She's been there a few times, so I'm sure they know her.
Oh my!
But she's going back.
And who did she fight with? That this was the.
It's Jocelyn.
That was Jocelyn. She had to fight with. Okay.
Oh, she was on Jocelyn's ass.
Damn.
To the point where Jocelyn was requesting tables and things like that be between them.
Hard.
And when they would meet, they would literally be like this, sitting side by side, facing forward, so that
I could watch your hands.
And it would be a big table like this wide in between.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. But Tommy, I was like, I said, but on Twitter, I was saying, Mona Scott, you stepped up that budget. Girl, you the real fucking MVP. She got the police station, the cops involved, everybody. Because I'm like, come on now. This happened, the incident happened prior to the recording of the reunion last season.
Okay.
So now all is,
Damn.
And that when she came, it was a warrant, so they wanted to film the reunion in New York like they always do. But because the cops were after Tommy, she couldn't legally go to what's her name. So they had to film it there, and then Jocelyn made a thing like, I'm not going to be anywhere around her.
Right.
And all of this other mess. And then so, she's been on the run, air quotes, until filming of season, whatever this is, started.
Right.
Oh my God.
I guess I was kind of lost because I didn't watch that part. So the Kirk and Rashida thing, I kind of had followed and had heard about. So that was really the only thing that I was really there for. So if y'all are watching it tomorrow, I may just tune in when y'all be like, Kirk and Rashida, and I'll flip the TV.
Yeah, I don't think I'm even waste my time. If I could find anything, if I could find fucking plants growing on TV tomorrow at 8 o'clock, I will be watching that. Is it wrestling come on at 8? I don't know.
Well, that's usually where I am, so that's why I was like,
fuck that. I'm gonna watch wrestling because I refuse. I can't.
I need to see the Kirk and Rashida thing has me, so I'm gonna tune back in. But since
what's the name when it came out, because it came out on the blogs a while ago, and I told my friend, I said, oh, I guess they coming back for next season.
Right.
Because it was just in time to get them back on the show.
Right.
I'm like, they so full of shit. Rashida and her 95-year-old ass.
Well, since you mentioned C's,
we might as well go to Black Ink.
Oh, my gosh. Scott, okay. I am not a fighter. Sky is scary. Sky scares me. If I saw that bitch in an alley, I would be running the other way. She is mentally and I think medicinally unstable. Like she needs some serious medication. That bitch is crazy. When she ripped off that wig and was running around the cabin trying to chase that bitch, I was just sitting up there like, I'm scared for you, girl. Get in the car and run.
But what was funnier in that part than when the girl was running and Donna's like, she right here, Sky. And Sky like, get that bitch down. She was like, okay.
Which, okay, in that respect, because Donna hasn't been there the whole time, right? Isn't she the one that had just came back from maternity leave? So she was like kind of...
No.
Which one was that?
That's Melody.
Oh, okay. Because she was... And I guess she was just trying to catch up with what had been going on. But it did seem like she kind of instigated it in bringing the whole thing up and saying, oh, so you done been fighting with all of these bitches? Oh, we can't trust you. Like, Sky is already unstable. Don't be bringing that she done had an issue. Like, this other girl had an issue with all of these girls and why.
Well,
when
Sky already knew.
Right, but I'm saying C's is trying to keep it... calm, keep it breezy. We try to give Sky a promotion. And then you want to keep bringing up like, oh, so why'd you have a fight with her? And why'd you have a fight with Sky? And why would you...
I think Melody did it more so because, like you say, she was on maternity leave and she was only coming into the shop when she had a client.
Right.
So she wasn't around.
So all the hoorah.
She didn't know that this girl came, had an argument with Duchess, and then she had a fight with the Asian one.
Right.
She had a fight with Scott, and then I think she had a fight with the girl from 125th.
Right.
So she's like, oh, wait, hold the fuck on. What am I coming back to? Because then I guess I'm next.
And I think it's a valid question, but it seemed like if we're trying to be kumbaya, like maybe you should have went to her on her own. I know it wouldn't have been for good TV, but you probably should have went to her on her own. Like, is there some side of your your side of the story to all these issues. Because we always say, if you have a problem with everybody, the problem is you.
Yeah.
So maybe she should have went to her on her own instead of there. Because Sky was already teetering.
But Sky was...
When she said she was jealous of her, that was Sky's like...
Well, no, I think... and then when she said, well, word is born to my kids. And she like, the kids you don't even take care of.
Girl.
That was that. It was like...
Whoa.
And Donna was like,
just going to slide across the table. And
oh
Sky
my God.
Scares me. She go at you like she ain't got nothing to lose, which I guess she don't.
But I guess in this girl's, come on, kind of the Sky saying word is born to my kids. It kind of give you the impression of the kids that I'm raising, taking care of.
Right.
Not kids I put up for adoption 17 years ago.
Right.
But whatever.
I agree.
It doesn't matter.
But just like we always say with, Kenya, like, you go for the jugular, and sometimes the jugular hurts more when it's true.
Yeah. and I think that's literally what happened.
It was a grain of truth in that jugular hit this guy took, and that's why it sent her off running with her, her throwback Indian sitting by the fire sweater on, and it was flying behind her, and she was running around that room trying to get that girl. I was scared for her. I was like, you out here in the woods, don't let her catch you, because you will be on the fire.
I just don't, I remember Sky from season 1, and they was like, she the crazy mixie or whatever. So apparently fighting is her thing.
Right.
But I would love to know, what part is attributable to her being on the show and no one is filming.
Right.
Are you always on this level, or is it...
That's the one thing that I think Black Ink does have over all the other reality shows, is that I feel like this is really who they are.
Well, yeah, and that's one thing, and they really need to bring some people in to tell them that Black Ink, the way they speak, so you understand, this is true reality. Some parts, they're amping it up for TV. But every word is beep, 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 beep. They got to tell them, listen.
And when he's always talking about a brand, I'm like, do you go into business meetings? And this is how you talk for real? Because, I don't understand how you are getting more than one store and possibly branching outside of New York. I don't see how you have that pull when you literally sound like a censor is just walking behind you the whole
beep,
time.
Beep, beep. I don't know, but he's Caesar. I don't know. But I saw what he was trying to do. But I'm tired of this camp. And remember, I said about it last week. Every reality show is camping. Even my Little Women went camping. I'm like, everybody is fucking camping. I'm tired of it. It's over. Yeah. But I see where he was trying to go, and that he was trying to say, okay, Sky, the problem is I can't put you in charge if you're acting like this all the time.
Right.
You've got to be able, but he courses, I guess they're learning from him, because we don't sow seeds, curse out women.
Right.
Curse out people, treat them like shit. And so she's like, oh, this is what it is.
And there has never been any repercussions for Sky's actions. Every time she's in the shop, there's some female she has a problem with. Even some dudes, she don't care. She don't care. But there's never been a Sky's been suspended. I need you to work the front desk or get whatever. You never see that because there's no repercussions for her actions.
I guess the one repercussion now was that you're still the receptionist.
Right. But did she know she was up for a promotion? He was going to tell her there, is from what I took.
Well, no, she went and asked him, I want to be promoted.
Right, but he didn't tell her the answer. The way I got it was he was going to tell her there, because that's why he kept saying, don't do this, Guy. Don't do this. I'm about to give you, in his confession, he kept saying, I'm about to give you a promotion.
Yeah, because I took it like that. It was like a test to see if she could handle what she could handle. And then if she would have done it,
let everybody here know that you have my full support. And just like a cow, give a good pail of milk. And then she kicked that shit out the door and spilled it all over the place.
Oh my God, them. And then the thing with oh shit and his wife, I thought that was going to be really good when you saw the previews. Really, a fucking Yelp review. A Yelp review.
Bitches get Yelp. You mean I got a Yelp like account. Somebody could be reviewing me right now as a girlfriend. Come on now, please stop.
I was like a Yelp review.
You can review people on there. I never knew this.
No, that apparently the wife reviewed a car dealership,
right? But
and because she said something, I'm like, really, a fucking Yelp? I thought they were going to have receipts.
No.
Let me tell you, I crave receipts.
They should have watched Real Housewives of Atlanta to see.
Oh, so let's go there. Because
to see the receipts.
My girl, Kandi, came with receipts for every mother-loving body there. Like, I made color copies, so there will be no mistake.
I labeled them.
Here you go.
A, B, C, D.
Oh, my God.
You thought Portia was going. Portia, I love Portia. Look, I do. But she is not smart enough to have thought about printing out anything. Kandi came with, like you said, I printed out these text messages. Oh, no. Oh, I'm an aggressive lesbian. Let me show you.
But I love the fact that she had a copy for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to share this. Here, review it on your own, at your own leisure. Like...
That seemed like such a Kenya thing to do. I wonder if she consulted her. Because it just seemed so Kenya-esque of the shade. Just
to have the receipts.
If she'd have gave a Kandi a fan, that would have been the only thing missing. Like, just fanning herself and twirling.
I thought it was Kandi trying not to go there. And like she said, I want to choke the shit out of you.
Right.
And I thought it was her way of not choking the shit out of her.
Right.
Because it was taking a lot for her not to choke the shit out of her. Because she was crying. She's like, I just want to choke the... And she's like...
Yeah.
And then even Todd's like, come on, calm down. And wait, you know who fucking probably told her? That fucking Todd. He's like, babe, know what you got to do? Get some receipts and print them out. And it's because he's like a bitch like that.
Leave my Todd alone.
On the show. I don't want to say person. I don't know the man personally.
I know.
I don't know him outside of the show. But at the show, he acts like such a bitch. Like he wants a peach.
Right.
So I could see him saying, oh, you got to do this, and this will be great, and this and that. And then Portia bringing that guy. And I was like, oh, so he quits his... You wonder why he quit his job to be with you. Right. To, air quotes, be with you. Because I think he want to be with... a Paul instead of a Portia, but whatever.
Yeah, I understand where your assumption is. Not just because it's Atlanta. He just does give off that vibe.
So wait, maybe Portia is a lesbian because Cordell was gay.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I don't want to say he was gay.
Or maybe she just got fucked up gaydar. Like, maybe that
she got to be attracting them, though.
Yeah, because he does give off a vibe of he's delivered. He likes women now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she probably...
Even though he does have a kid. But that don't mean nothing.
I was about to say. Yeah,
but, yeah, I don't know. I was missing a little Nene. I think Nene would have just brought the perfect kind of, ooh, girl. Like her confessional after this whole Kandi thing would have just been meme city. Because she does give good confessional.
She does, but I prefer... Honestly, I prefer the Housewives without Nene now because it became to a point where Nene had reached a level of success where she was because she was on Broadway, she was on this, she was on that. She was the first housewife on Atlanta picked for a Celebrity Apprentice, which they all thought was a big deal when, Mama, your season was coming next week. Like, fucking relax. And nobody was really challenging her until we had, what was her, Claudette? Not Claudette, Claudia. Yeah. And she went at Nene. And I was like, thank God everybody is acting like Nene shit don't stink.
Right.
Because they want to be her friend because she's getting good looks. And I think that if she was on the show, it might be more of that. As opposed to...
I see what you're saying, yeah.
Like, listen, we're all... Basically, everybody's looking at each other like we're all equal here except for Sheree.
Right.
Because she's trying to fight for a spot on the show.
Now... I cannot, girl. My breath is bated waiting for tonight, though, because when Mr. Bob,
admit that he hit. Oh my God! And he was like, "I should have choked you harder."
Oh, girl! And then, but see that fucking kid. See, I don't care. I can't like this bitch. She comes over the back. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. No, bitch. When I tried to tell you before that I was abused, you was discarding my statements and saying that I said you deserve to be beat when I've actually gone through an abusive relationship. I don't think she would have wished that on her. That's not what she was saying. she was saying how, just like what she said this time with talking to her brother, you bait this man. You bait him, Kenya, and I forget her boyfriend's name. Because he done did all of this, kicked in your garage and everything. And when you talk to your brother, what do you say? This guy I'm with now. How are you still with this mofo if he's so abusive, you're afraid for your life, he's kicked in your house? How are you describing it like that? That's where I say Kenya baits him.
I think, and no, I totally agree to some point. I think that she does things, like he's saying, like, I'm really here to be in a relationship with you. Mm-hmm. The television show is secondary. Mm-hmm. We are having an issue. Can we resolve it? But I don't want to be on TV while we're resolving our issues. When she had her pre-production meeting, she like, let me tell y'all, me and Matt going through some shit, and y'all gonna get all the tea, the exclusive. And it's, so yes, she is kind of making him go there because it's frustrating. Like, you bring me here, you know I don't want to be on the camera, and yet you get me here. But I don't think that it was, I guess, appropriate for Sheree to say that. Right. Because, like, come on, you know. Yeah. I guess that's the thing. But it's a
difference with someone threatening violence, throwing things, kicking in your garage,
but she even
and actually choking your ass.
Yeah, she says to her brother, I don't think he would ever put his hands on me.
Right.
So why are you calling the cops and doing things like that if you know that he will never put his hands on you? And I believe that she really believes that. Right. And I believe that he wouldn't. Right. Because we done seen Matt punch the limo driver. Mm-hmm. We done seen Matt tell Peter, I will fuck you up if you keep disrespecting her.
Right.
He is a man. He's not, to me, he doesn't come across that way because he could have easily had smacked Kenya.
Yeah.
Now, he broke the windows out of her garage. He broke her sunglasses. He kicked in the door. He did all of these things, and not once has either side said he put his hands on her. Right. So I don't believe he's that type, and that's another thing that I don't like about what Kenya does with him, because you're making it seem that he is.
Yeah.
So either he is, if he is, then say it. Right. But don't imply it like he is, but without saying it. So you can always say, I never said you were a woman beater.
Right. But I also think God knows this is not to defend Kenya in any way. But I do think if you display all those moments of anger, I, as the female, would think you may just be a step away. You know what I mean? Like, if I can take you there to punching another man and possibly getting something, if it's just me and you, the object of your anger at that moment, you may be just one tick away from putting your hands on me.
I mean,
so I can see her making that leap, but again, it's still an assumption.
It's still
Kenya. And it's still a label on him that he has not earned yet.
Yeah, exactly. I guess that's my point. Yeah. But her and in the preview we see like her and Sheree are going back and forth, and she said, "Yeah, well, you used to get abused or whatever. You were in an abusive relationship." And she like, "No, I wasn't. I never was in an abusive relationship." Then you see her in the fucking van saying, "Bob, you did choke me. Like you used to hit me." And he was like, "Well, I ain't choke you hard enough."
Right.
And I'm like, "What? What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's an old shit moment.
I was just like, anybody else see that? Yeah. Anybody else?
Of all the millions of people, are you still watching it?
Like,
no, that was that. And especially, and I mean, again, not to defend Bob, but obviously there's something that happens before that moment because him and Sheree were in such a good place. Mm-hmm. So there's something that happens on this trip that makes him fall out. We see her pull away from him at the bar. We don't know why. And then we see this moment where he says that to her.
But do you think
and she brought him on the trips. I thought they was going to be boning.
Well, do you think that if he wasn't, but still, if she wasn't on the show, I don't think he would be around in that manner.
Oh, definitely not.
I think that when she came on the show, he was still in football or he had just left football. So he wasn't really hard up for any looks.
Right.
Now you're like 5-6 years after football and you're like, oh, okay, my phone not ringing, nothing's going on.
Yeah, it's
and wasn't he with another woman and had kids and everything?
Yeah, I do remember.
So where the fuck
like
is
that.
she at?
Well, that's what I was gonna say. That's what's always, I don't want to say bugged me with Sheree, but Sheree is gorgeous to me. For her woman of a certain age, I think for her woman of a certain age, she is stacked as hell. Her body is amazing.
Her body is crazy.
And
her face ain't.
Okay, you can argue that her face is not, but in Atlanta,
she like a 1.5 bagger.
How many people be looking at that ass? And she got an onion on her, and she keeps it well preserved, I think. But you've never really seen her in a relationship other than this Bob thing. Like, she keeps going back to him.
Well, because we
never saw her date anyone.
Well, because we haven't seen Sheree for about 4 or 5 years.
But she was divorced long from Bob. Even when we first met her, they were fighting over child support. They had been separated and divorced for a year.
Well, they weren't divorced yet. They were fighting over the settlement and the child support. I thought that
was back child support when
I'm not. Listen.
Either way, even in the dirt sheets though, you never heard of Sheree seen out with this rando D-list celebrity or anything.
I think we're not getting into the really. See, you know what? When you go on the blogs and the gossip, you have your top tier, you have your mid tier, and then you have the fucking bottom or the barrel. You're not scraping that bottom.
The Atlanta Inquirer.
Exactly. Or the guy who wears the wig. Right, does that. You gotta scrape that one.
I see what you're saying.
So maybe if we did, we could find us
never. I never. Despite her being a woman of a certain age, well preserved, looking as she does.
If you keep saying I told you she a 1.5 bagger. You don't need 2, but damn it, you need at least 1. And maybe a half. She is not pretty.
Unattractive. I don't know. I like her. I think she. I'm sorry. Maybe because I'd be looking at everything but her face. She a butterface. I don't know, but the rest from the neck down, she don't need no bags.
Her body is crazy, and it looks like
I just thought she would have like reasons other than going back to Bob. You know, like I would think you would have more options, especially if there's just at least one single man in Atlanta that's straight and needs a woman on his arm. Like I would pick a body like Sheree over.
Well, do you think that? I mean, we don't know Bob's finances, but the lifestyle that Sheree lived was based on his money.
I hate you,
right? Because. Because we remember when the son was on the air mattress and they were in this thing, and it was like, I'm sorry, I don't care where the fuck the condo was. If my son had to sleep on the floor in the air mattress, I would have went to another location, unless it was like gunshots or something.
No, I know what you're saying.
But you want to put up this perception like, oh, we live here.
Right.
But when you go in, is everybody's on mattresses and everything else. Like, get the fuck out of here. So, she was not living that lifestyle. Yeah. And I think that maybe in her mind, because she had that lifestyle when she was with him, we don't know his finances. Sure. She doesn't really know his finances. So maybe she's like, to get back to that lifestyle, if I'm with him, we'll have that lifestyle going forward.
Perhaps, yeah. And I don't know, maybe she just want that old thing back. Maybe it was that good.
Next. Because he's a 5-bagger shit.
Now that I agree with. Yes.
But what else? So we had, and then Candy was saying that Portia told people she tried to drug her and kidnap her.
She was going to. Which, okay, this is how I see this happening. I don't doubt that maybe Portia heard this, but it was probably someone saying something like the way she said Candy's in the closet. Like they just say things to throw shade. It's not real. It doesn't make it fact.
I can't stand you for saying, I don't doubt that Portia really probably thinks she heard this.
Somebody probably said to her, ooh, girl, if I say to you, ooh, I want to eat whatever, and then you tell your sister or your girlfriend, maybe your girlfriend goes, ooh, girl, they going to try to drug you and kidnap you and have a threesome. Does that make it a fact that they are going to drug you, kidnap you, and have a threesome? In Portia's world, it does. In Portia's world of 265 days, it becomes fact. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't doubt that in a conversation, someone probably said, ooh, girl, you offered to eat her out. They going to kidnap you, drug you, and put you in the sex dungeon and do all these nasty things to you. Ha ha ha. Moving on at brunch over mimosas next.
Oh,
it doesn't make it real,
probably.
And unfortunately for Portia, she can't draw the line.
For real. And wait, and then she gonna turn to Cynthia, and she was like, "The receipt is your divorce decree."
Oh, girl,
I was like,
ooh,
Cynthia, kick her again, kick her.
Shade. Oh, if y'all can see me right now.
Oh my God, I was like,
because Cynthia get on my nerves sometimes. This fucking high and mighty shit, and you coming back. And, well, girl, when you said what you said about... Ain't nobody talking about you and Papa Smurf right now. Uncle Ben, Papa Smurf, he all of those. It's over and done.
I like when he said, he was like, let me tell you, if I'm in the club with my wife...
Hello.
And Portia with a tongue kiss my wife...
Hello.
We all smashing at the end. I was like, oh my God, Peter.
Uncle Ben said the truth in that moment, because I said the same thing. Todd is a damn lie if he ain't say, well, Candy, now, don't be so hasty. Come on, now. Don't be so hasty. Did you see the ass? Come on, we can take it back to them. Come on. Ain't nobody got to know but us.
Please.
I don't believe Todd ain't say that. So, no. I'm with Peter all the way. Peter, yeah, he was giving me...
He was hilarious.
He was hilarious. I do, like, it made me remember, like, oh, I kind of miss Peter.
I know. I think that he brought something to the show also, but I think... And then I think that at one point he was fighting hard, like he wanted a peach.
Right.
But then when we watched, they had that special where it was only the husbands. Mm-hmm. And when they said on the special, like, listen, we don't really get paid for being on the show.
Right.
The wives get the check, which was another thing where Portia had to know what Phaedra had to know what Apollo was into, because on there he made a big deal about not being paid and her not giving him any of the money.
Right.
And they saying, but we get other benefits.
Right.
And so I think that at one point, like, I understood. Once I saw that, I said, okay, now I know why Peter is going so, because I have a bar that I need to promote, that I need to keep running. And me being on this show does that. I'm not making any money from this. Right. So all the time that I'm filming with her, I'm going to these dinners and these girl trips that they're not playing, somebody comes up with, but we all got the week off and all of that other shit.
And can leave within 2 days.
Exactly. All of that other shit, I think that, so then I understood it. But I wouldn't hate if they kind of brought Peter back on. I wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, I do.
Now, if they took Todd, I mean,
I knew it. I was just counting. I was just about to say,
just if they got to keep the numbers low.
Todd needs some support.
But if they
one of his boys is in jail, one of his boys is down in Charlotte or wherever.
Oh no! I don't mean to help Todd.
No, I know in replacement, but no, I'm not with you on that. I'm talking about Todd needs another man that is. He just needs another husband.
Well, yeah, so then he should get...
Stop it.
Like, he could go...
Stop.
Yeah.
Todd ain't going nowhere.
I'm just not here for Todd and anything that he does. And fucking old lady game. If he don't go get an old lady job, fuck out of here. Okay. We had anything else on reality
that
TV?
Was it for my reality. Those three actually were pretty good for me this week.
They were. I really... Yeah, it wasn't bad this week on the reality show. So I guess now you want to go to...
You want to do the Flash real quick? Cause that's the only thing I have for comic books.
You don't have Walking Dead?
It wasn't really that good.
Well, we saw Rick and Michonne on their lovers. I guess they honeymoon.
Yeah, it was cute. Like, we got all these references, like 16 Candles and da-da-da. 16 Candles at the end when they were eating over the birthday cake on Molly Ringwald and the guy. Remember the movie 16 Candles? No, it's not you. That wasn't you. Well, anyway, they paid homage to that when they were in the bunker. They were in that room with the candle, eating the chili mac and cheese over the candle. So that Greg Nicotero said on Twitter, like, that was his, 16 Candles, big up, and I guess that was their.
I don't know. I never even fucking seen.
Can't believe you've never seen what? Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. None of these.
I heard Pretty in Pink, but I never seen it. And I know the girl Molly Ringwald because she was on The Secret.
So bad for your childhood.
Really? No,
At least your teendom, like your teendom. Sorry. Okay.
I saw Boys in the Hood. I could quote Menace to Society, line by line.
I did those too.
I'm about to say line by line. But Molly Ringwald was on The Secret Life of American Teenager, where the girl from Big Little Lies came from. Okay. And so I remember, like, I know that had to be her. I mean, that's her thing or whatever. The Secret Life of American Teenager, let me tell you, when we get into the summer seasons and nothing's on TV, that's binge worthy. Yeah. I mean, it's really good. Okay. But
okay, back to Walking Dead. So,
what was the thing at the carnival?
What you mean?
What was their whole thing? Did the walkers have the guns at the carnival?
Well, no, it was obviously like some sort of military outpost, and I'm thinking they brought the carnival in to kind of distract people, not realizing they was all going to fucking turn into zombies and get eaten. So the carnival was like there while they were hoarding this food. They had all this food hoarded, and the military was there. And I'm thinking they brought the carnival was either already there or part of the, hey, let's distract people from what's going on outside. And then all these people died, and they was just in the carnival meandering around.
I was like, yeah, that was weird as fuck. I just was like, huh? Am I missing some? Is this supposed to be something?
Right. It's just like kind of how once the zombie apocalypse took over, everything paused and life just kind of stopped and right where it was. And these people just happened to be in this spot when it happened for them. So it was weird. And we had the throwback to, what was it, season 1 when they fell through the roof? And they fell through the roof again? Uh-huh. Yeah, so I don't know. I like this episode, but it was kind of like...
Because what are they calling them? The scavengers, right?
Right.
What did she say? Because he bought all of the guns there.
She said we need more.
Yeah, like...
We need more. This ain't enough.
And yeah, we're not...
Which I don't understand. I mean, I guess maybe she got more people. I guess they want guns that they'll keep after Negan is done.
And then I saw because remember I said that the girl that knew where the
ladies are
was Enid, and it's not Enid. It was the other girl that was with Abraham and
I still can't remember.
I can't remember her name, but she was pregnant at one.
Well, she's not Maggie. No, that's not
Maggie. Yeah, she wasn't pregnant on the show, but she was pregnant in real life at one point during the season. Or whatever. Mm-hmm. It was her who knew where. I'm like, why? She looked at me like I was crazy. I know it was one of the, but it's her who knows where this.
And so, we can assume that that's what she's telling Rick at the end.
Yeah, that I got
something to tell him.
I know some bad bitches. That's right.
I just hope he doesn't try to go in there, strong arming. It seems like this is not strong arm Rick like he used to be. So he'll try to really talk them into it and not, we just going to take your shit anyway. I just don't want him to go kind of Negan-esque.
But do you think that if he goes to the women, and remember their whole thing is you can't leave here because now you know where we're at.
Right.
So do you think that if he goes there and then he's telling them, I have all of these guns, I have all of these people, that they like, yeah, motherfucker, look, about you leaving,
right?
Unless Michonne gets the slicing,
yeah. Well, I don't think he's gonna go in there at first anyway. I would think they're gonna have one of them either.
Well, it has to be the girl.
The girls have to go in and get permission,
and then it has to be somebody else.
Leaders will come out and talk to him on a neutral ground kind of thing, so he doesn't have to stay. But yeah, I don't know how welcoming they're gonna be.
I know. And then if you tell me you got a bunch of guns and a bunch of people, and you know where I'm at, somebody gotta die.
And then their whole thing is going to be, we take out Negan, we then got to worry about you with all the guns and the people. You know what I mean? Like, they don't seem very trustworthy. Just like
especially
the scavengers.
Of men.
Just like the scavengers. Yes. They're not going to be trusty. And they're going to think, are we just trading one Negan for another one? So.
And better the devil we know already than this guy.
Or that doesn't know where we are.
Exactly.
The devil that doesn't know where we are than the devil who does.
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, and then what else happened on this week of Walking Dead? I think that was
it. Michonne,
basically.
Okay, here goes I know I'm always going the race way, but I was kind of upset with Michonne when she thought Rick had got eaten, and she dropped the sword and was giving up. I guess, bitch, you watched your baby get eaten and ain't give up. but you gonna die. You ready to die?
And your brother, and then in the
baby
comics,
daddy, the lover, all of this stuff.
I can't remember. Did she ever mess around with the football player or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I'm about to say, because in the comics she did.
Right.
So I couldn't remember. I'm like, and you watched him, like, girl, if you don't go.
But I was kind of mad at that. Like, so your love for Rick is so grand and you just want to drop and let these motherfuckers eat you? I was pissed with that. And maybe it wasn't a race thing. It's a girl thing where I was just like mad that this...
I just don't even... Honestly, I really don't like the whole storyline of them
together.
Yeah. Because I think that it always... is reverting back to that default of men and women when you're in this position that y'all gotta be having sex, y'all gotta be messing around, as opposed to her at the beginning when they first were meeting up and everything, that Rick had a respect for her as a person,
right,
and as the badass that she was, and that's who she was. And now it's like she looking like a snack every episode, like, yeah, baby.
But I still think he has that respect for her, because like even in this episode, he says, well, I'm going to go take care of this one and you can handle these. She was like, oh, all 8 of them I can handle by myself? Oh, okay, thanks.
I don't know. I just don't like it. But did you watch? So, I mean, this week it was what it was, the episode. Yeah. So we just basically seeing them more preparing for war. So I guess at the end of the season, we're going to get a fight.
Oh, we're going to get a lot of deaths, probably.
We got something going to happen.
Nobody die. So.
Or I hope they don't do and try to do where they just save it for the beginning of the next season and start it off.
I think they're going to have to give you something because it's been so
dry.
Yeah, it's been a calm couple of weeks.
Yeah, we need somebody.
So they're going to have to ratchet it up by the last 2 episodes probably. So, yeah, but
and that season's about to end though.
Yeah, I think this was number 14, so we probably only have 2 left.
Yeah, so they're going to have to they better step that shit
because
off.
then Into the Badlands comes back I think in 2 weeks.
Oh, so yeah, that's going to be that. So let's see what they try to do. And you watched our girl, what's her name? Yvette?
Nicole Brown.
Yes, on Talking Dead. Yes. I didn't catch it, but what were her predictions and things like that and her notes on this?
Well, her notes were just about, she loves Rick and Michonne. She loves
She done got them a name and everything.
Yeah, well, she said, the way she explained it was the first person who, Daryl, I can't think, Norman Reedus, was the first person who she was on Talking Dead with and kind of suggested it. And she said once he suggested it, she kind of thought about it and it became like, yes, I'm here for it all the way, which was way before it even happened. Rick was probably, I think, season 1 still with, right after Lori had died, not too far. Season 2, I guess. And so, yeah, she loves Rashawn. And she thinks like, yes, what you said, this was their kind of honeymoon and their I do kind of phase, and they were entitled to it. And what else did she say? She loves Negan. She loves the way he's being portrayed, and that could just be she was on the show saying good things about him. But I think she has a thing for Jeffrey Dean Morgan. She always liked him. So
I know, and that part you got to go into and remember that it's a little Hollywoodish too, because I can't bad talk this guy, and I can't bad talk the people behind the biggest fucking show on TV.
On their show about talking.
Their show about something like that. Yeah. Now, you could go into how it's comparing to the comic that, like comic books, facts, things like that. Right. But to give your opinion on our selection, on the way he's acting, she's.
And I don't know how much of the comics she was into. So
it doesn't, I know, because she gives her opinion based on what's the name on the show, and then she gives her predictions based on the show.
Yeah. So I don't know if she's read the comics that much. But she never says anything about the comics, at least. So, and who else was on there? The guy who plays Dwight, if I remember correctly, was on there. And then I want to say it was one of the producers, the female producer. But I can't remember who the third person was. But I mean,
what was her prediction? Did she have any predictions?
I really can't recall what her prediction was. I really don't remember.
Oh, no. Okay. Because when I got into it, I got into Walking Dead late, as you know. My aunt put me onto it one Thanksgiving, and I had to watch like 4 seasons and catch up or whatever. But I watched her, and I love her. And then she had made these predictions about what she would like to see and what was... And it happened. And I was like, okay, so I want to know what she predicted. But... all right, so that's it for The Walking Dead, and then we got Flash this week.
Yes, which you murdered my kid Flash. Well, not murdered. He's still alive. But last week you talked about how you wanted him gone, and now he was sucked into the Speed Force. And I don't appreciate you making that happen.
Where he needs to be.
No. Wally will be back.
Well, according to the engineer, he's saying that. But I keep asking you, did you read the comics? Where did you get this information from? It ain't going to be rumored because, as you can see, we're nosy as fuck. And we're going to keep watching anyway.
The Speed Force is really very
Oh, so Wally's
the Speed Force. He learns how to control the Speed Force. As a Barry,
So what he's saying is that Barry created the Speed Force, but Wally is the master of the Speed Force. Oh, really?
Well, we know he's faster than Barry now because that's how he was supposed to go and save Iris from Savitar. They were timing him, and he beat Barry's time. Mm-hmm. But so was the Speed Force created when Barry ran back? And okay, so the whole that's how he gonna save Iris at the end.
Oh, so he gonna be fuck this kid. Why are you dancing? I don't like that kid. I don't like him. I want him stuck somewhere.
I think you just don't like the actor, yeah. Because I like Wally. I like the character. Joe can't do. Joe is the best dad ever. I wish Joe was my dad.
Well, I love Joe. And what's his name? It's Jesse
Martin.
Martin.
I
love him because of
Law and Order. Yes, I know.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't care what goes down.
The other thing that I took away from the Flash was his conversation with Savitar after he came out of the Speed Force. Mm-hmm. It made it seem like he knows Savitar. Like, I know he knows him from the future, but I wonder if it's someone he's encountered now that in an alternate becomes Savitar or something. Mm-hmm. They got like Earth 5s, Earth 7s, whatever. And I don't know, it was like just the way Savitar was talking.
So then that's why I'm there. Well, the engineer says Savitar's a god because I know sometimes you can't hear it when it goes over. But
so we'll see. But it makes it seem like they've encountered, and maybe Barry doesn't remember because it was on another Earth or an alternate or whatever. I don't know.
I know you got to keep track of
which Earth are we, which time force are we, which whatever. So, but Flash is my show.
I know. I'm still here for Flash. Yeah. I think I watched Arrow this week or whatever. Because
it was a repeat.
Was it? Because I ain't watched the whole damn season of Arrow, honestly.
It was a repeat.
But because they were repeating it, like I said, last week on TNT, now it's like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did love, what's the name? When the fuck are our shows going to start on Netflix? We got to get that information.
Which show?
We got Jessica, is it Jessica Jones or January Jones? January is from Mad Men, right? Yes. I always get it, whatever. But Jessica Jones.
But we're not going to get Jessica Jones till after you got Iron Fist. Yeah, so you're not going to get a season 2 until after Iron Fist. And then you got to get the Defenders. Because they can't have their standalone. They're going to get their
everybody
together.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
They got to introduce each
character, and then they're going to bring up the Defenders.
Right.
And then
I'm hearing bad things about Iron Fist, though.
Really?
Huh?
No, not that it started, but like the reviews of it.
Yeah, the reviews
are
really bad. They're saying like this is like Marvel, Netflix universe kind of first misstep. I mean, we'll see.
They better fix that shit because I ain't got time to be bored for 12 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I gotta, I fucking lock my kids in a cage when these things come out on Netflix.
That's alternative fact.
So I can watch it for 12 hours.
That's not what we do to babies around here.
I'm joking. I mean, any idiot who really thinks I'm locking my kid in a cage for 12 hours.
They know you.
They'll watch what's in it. Yeah. And they fucking dumb. But anyway, so yeah, I can't wait till something comes out on Netflix. Well, it would be better if they came out. Oh, maybe that's what they're waiting for when this season ends. Like with the shows, so then we could binge because you gotta.
It'd be too much, yeah. But then I don't know. I have to stop binging because I go through them so fast, and then I need to like rewatch sometimes
when it comes back. Right. Yes, because House of Cards is definitely one of those things where You've been, because I tell myself every time, I'll be like, no, I'm not going to do that.
But I gotta see what happens. So I'm just going to do one more episode.
One more. And then I'm going to save them. I'm going to pace them out 2 a week or one, and I'm going to be good. I'm going to do this.
And then you're 8 episodes in, and it's a Saturday at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, what did I do with my life?
Yeah, and then when the new season come out, you be like, oh yeah, I'm about to watch the new season. You're like, what happened
last time?
Okay, I got to watch that. Yeah.
And they don't really do if they would just give me this last season on House of Cards, just give me one quick 3 minutes at the beginning to remind me
of what happened.
I would need to go and rewatch all 12 episodes.
Yeah, and plus, even when they do those type of things on the TV shows, honestly, to me, maybe I'm just paranoid. I don't be trusting them because I'm like, you're leaving shit out. I need to make sure. It might be one small detail you forgot, and it's going to throw me for a loop.
This is true.
So hopefully we'll get some more of the comic books. So then I guess we're going to go to... Dramas. You want to go to dramas, or did we pick up any more comedies this week?
No. I just skipped it because I know they tired of hearing about Blackish. So
wait, because we got to say this part about Blackish. The little boy does... Dre says... Oh my God, because I'm tired. They need to have more images. No, Bo says they need to have more images of black women on TV. And Dre's like, yeah, because how many times can we see Viola with the snot cry? And then they show the little boy doing a snot cry. I was cracking up because we've been talking about that for weeks on here.
That's not bubble, kid.
And he did it and everything. Yes. It was... Oh my God, hilarious.
Blackish does it every week, and I know that they tired of hearing about it, so I just said I'm not even going to do it because I could go on about it for so long.
But I mean, y'all gotta love Blackish. There's other comedies in my comedy, but that we're gonna do that later. Do that later. But Blackish, oh my God, that shit had me.
Just watch it. It should be on your must see.
You should have it programmed on your DVR, definitely. And it's a 30-minute show. So if you got it on your DVR minus commercials, you could get through this shit in like 20. Like, come on, please. Be dedicated. Fuck. All right, so let's get to the drama.
So you tell me about your Shades of Blue, because I did not watch. Because you said I needed to see at least the last episode, and I did not. So I know you watched this season premiere.
Yes,
how was it?
I loved it. I was like, yeah, Shakira is bugging if she does not get into Shades of Blue. It's with J-Lo, and you got to pronounce it
Ray Liotta.
Liotta. Oh, my God. So, the last season, J-Lo was like a snitch.
Right.
Because they were dirty cops. They were clearly fucking dirty. They were in every fucking thing. And she was the snitch.
Right.
So then Ray Liotta, I got to figure out his character's name. And he's like gay on the down low on the show. Okay. Yes. One scene last season, I became one of those people who were like shocked and would cover my eyes. And I was like, I'm going to fucking write NBC. How could they put that on? But no, because one scene last season, he was in the alley he had met this guy at the pool hall, and right in the alley, and the guy goes down, but it wasn't like, you know how normally they do it on TV, like it's like, and then you could get...
Imagine.
No, it was like, no, you fucking see what's going on right now.
You thought you was watching HBO.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And J-Lo on this show, honestly, because I'm not the biggest fan of J-Lo and her acting, she does an excellent job. She is bringing it. Okay. So she was the rat last season, and they caught Ray Liotta's character. So they have him arrested, this and that, and they bring him in, and they like, we need a dirty cop. And basically freeze him so he can go out and go after this girl that they're after. Okay. And they want him because he's already dirty. So people are going to trust him and things like that. And then you see him going in. And then it's kind of like, well, is he really being the rat? Or is he just fooling them into thinking he's going to do it, but he's really not going to do it or whatever. It's like all of these twists. And they have this lady running for mayor. And I think she's dirty. You don't know what's going on with her. Right. And then J-Lo paid off her baby father, and well, you should watch a spoiler.
Spoiler.
She kills her baby father, her daughter's father. She kills him because he was a bad guy, like he was a drug dealer or whatever.
Okay.
And he was in prison, but he gets out of prison.
Oh.
And he comes back and like, oh, I want to know our daughter and this and that. So she goes, and he was abusive to her, whatever. Right. But she kills him, snaps his neck, like she act like she want, and literally. I mean, you got that last scene, season was everything. And she had tried to pay him more. So she takes the money, though, and burns it. And I'm like, why the fuck are you burning money? And I just was like, yeah.
Has she gotten it from something dirty they did?
Oh, yeah. All the fucking money dirty on that show.
Okay.
Look, anybody, they probably don't even pick up their fucking paycheck like, the fuck we need that for? But, oh, my God. When I say this show was really... really good.
Okay.
J-Lo, you got dirty cops, then you got dirty snitches within the dirty cops, then you got dirty cops, you got everything in
all
there.
This. Okay.
Yes, it's a really, 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 really good show. But you gotta watch that one. And then you have her being a mother to the child, and now she done killed the little girl father and sent her a text from the phone saying like, oh, your mom won't let me talk to you, or whatever the text said.
Oh, damn.
But yeah. Oh my God. So we see her burying him and getting rid of the body and everything. But it's really good. You got to watch Shades of Blue.
Okay.
One time.
I'll definitely try.
Because this is going to be on my must-see weekly.
Okay.
And then the next one we have, you want to go to
Big Little Lies or This Is Us? You got your choices.
Or Billions. Which one you want to go to? Billions was...
Yeah. It was an okay episode. I don't know. I was... Like you said, you had your transgender. I know you weren't. She was all through this episode. I'm sorry, them was all through this episode.
I know, and that's oh my God, because last week it was a whole big thing with her, and now we do see that she's really, really good at what he, who,
them,
whatever.
they.
But
I'm sorry, it's not funny.
Is that how she?
I think that's what she told.
Because I think her name is Taylor.
Them and they.
Really?
That's how she recognized.
But she only one person.
Them and they, meaning she is not male or female. She is the both, them.
So why wouldn't she be he?
Because that's offensive.
Oh. Okay, whatever. I don't know.
Them and they is the pronoun, not shim.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck? But anyway, she is really good at what she does, and we see that play out. But it's just like overkill with this transgender.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I think the going back and forth, I mean, I guess they're trying to show us like Axe is not the only one that can be, on top of things at all times. But I like that Axe is the smartest guy in the room. I don't need you to have another smart person in the room with you, Axe. I want you to be the smartest person in the room.
Or if you
transgender or not, it doesn't matter. I want him to be the one that sees everything coming from three steps ahead. I don't need it to be anyone.
And that he could be kind of like her mentor.
Right.
But for her to be like... And it seems like he has an interest in her on that because he sees something like that's in him and he sees it in her.
Right.
But it's just overkill with that. But
and then Chuck having to accept that him and the wife are separated and get an apartment, which is a shitty looking apartment. It's a shitty looking apartment.
He broke.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, that was pretty much all we got this episode. Well, and the guy with the girl with Chuck's underling flirts with the girl from the airline that they're trying to get dirt on from the guy. And I thought he was going to bone her, but he didn't. That was really it.
Billions is one of those shows, though, that you got to watch all of the episodes to connect the dots to all of the episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm sure they know that.
Yeah.
So they take this boring shit.
Get just enough to...
Exactly.
Because it'll be something that'll be referred back to. Like,
and then you're going to have to
because go back. The only thing that the flight attendant did get is that the guy is boning his employee's wife. That's who was on the flight. So I'm sure that... And they showed the husband the tape. So I'm sure that's going to be something that'll be referred to in later episodes as they're trying to set this guy up. That the guy that Chuck is investigating now.
So, but what about with this, oh my God, Axe attorney and the attorney from Chuck's office?
Okay.
So he meets up with him. Is he going to get him to give dirt and stuff on him, or What?
It seems like he's always been trying to recruit him. He was his lawyer. He was his teacher in law school.
Yeah.
So even from episode 1, season 1, he was trying to recruit him, saying you could make a hell of a lot more money in the private sector. Why are you still here? So I think they just have a relationship outside of Axe and Chuck that they always go back to, and he needs, advice. But they never really talk outwardly about Axe and Chuck. It's always roundabout references, and he who shall not be named, and him and he. You know who they're referring to, but they never say it when they're giving each other advice.
I don't know. It seemed like the guy was a little more, because before it was like shit, I should write down their names. But the one who was the student,
right,
and that works with Chuck, he was more like put off about what he does and everything like that. But then it seemed like that I don't think it was this week, but before, he was more like listening. Yeah. He was entertaining.
Well, remember the guy who's investigating Chuck has kind of alluded to the fact of, I think his name is Bill, but I'm not sure, was the one who alerted the office to the impropriety, possibly, with Chuck. Because he said, well, we pinged your cell in Yonkers, and you had a meeting at the pizza place that Zach Axe owns, which is in Yonkers. And we know that the tip came from the cell phone in Yonkers. So ergo, you called in the tip. So they're trying to make it seem like he's unhappy with Chuck. And I'm thinking that's where him talking to the professor is also going to, where it's like he's contemplating a move, or at least getting Chuck the fuck out the way so he can get the big office.
That's what that's where I was going at. I think that the professor is trying to get him there, like, listen, help me out, and I'll make sure. And he's kind of
he'll be able to control him more, or maybe control what he investigates as far as Axe goes. Is that why he wants him there?
Probably so, because he was the professor,
right? And
he's doing well.
And they have this relationship.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. But then, so let's go to. You want to go to Big Little Lies?
The show is like
really good.
Girl, it's like a must see every week. Ooh.
Really good.
My poor Ziggy. Is Ziggy being set up?
By who? By the kids?
I don't know. I'm just thinking not so much the kids intentionally as let's make Ziggy look like the bad guy. But so the whole hippo thing, like the hippo had a missing leg when he was with the twins, and then they all go on this trip to the Ice Capades, and now the hippo's missing when Ziggy gave it to his mom. It just seems like they're making Ziggy look like he's just crazy.
Crazy? Yeah. I thought that the hippo going more, because now we see, what is her character's name? But the girl from Secret Life, what is her name?
Shailene Woodley.
Shailene. Yeah. We see her.
Ziggy's mom.
Yes, more so coming undone.
Right.
And we see like that, her insecurities and things like that. Right. So I took it like the hippo missing was like something to beat herself up about. Like, oh my God, how could I let this happen when he's already having all of these issues and now it's going to be this.
Right.
And you see Reese Witherspoon, she's the fixer. So she's definitely going to fix that issue for her. Yeah. And she's not going to have any issues. But I thought the other lady whose daughter's birthday it was, every actress on this show is on their A+ fucking game.
Yeah.
They are like, we're bringing it. When she throws the phone into the swimming pool, like she is pissed because people are not coming to her daughter's party.
Everything okay? Yes. I just throw the phone because I didn't want it no more.
Pool. Can you call the pool guy? Oh my God. And then they go to the, then at the party where, not Lisa Bonet, but
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes. Her daughter, she looks just like the fucking mom.
Oh, they do? Now that's some black that ain't cracked yet because Lisa Bonet looks damn good for her age, too.
Oh, yes. And I'm glad you said that about her because remember you had a thing for her husband.
I still do. Ain't no used to. Shit.
What happened to his show? Jason Momoa. He had the Red Road show.
I heard he came back for one. It was coming back for one last season.
Oh, okay. Because now he's going to be
Aquaman. That's all I was about to say. Jason Momoa in a wetsuit. Yes.
I don't got time for that bullshit. But anyway, so they're dancing at the party, and everybody makes the girl when the cops are questioning them says, and then she did this dance.
Yeah, whereas
was
the other guys like,
inappropriate.
she was fucking hot.
Yeah, they all like, yeah.
Which I didn't see her doing anything that was like, I don't know. I get she wasn't doing the Labata forbidden dance. If you get that reference, you're probably old like me.
Well, I guess because she's so much younger than the other women, and that they're used to doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
waltzes.
No, like white people dancing where they just shaking around and jumping in a circle.
The two-step.
And she's engaging people and dancing and everything.
But then you had, I guess they were trying to do the comparison too because she's supposed to be so exotic. Because you had Laura Dern was not dancing, I guess doing her white person dance, but she was doing moves and moving her arms and stuff. But it was like, you ain't,
her.
She's not appetizing like Zoe Kravitz
because she's so
it's not as alluring. But she was up there tried to drop it like it was lukewarm and everything.
But what was funnier than when the lady said, did I say it? I saw erection. I was cracking up when I saw that part. Oh my God. I was cracking up. But Big Little Lies, the part where Ziggy, they go to do the family tree and he's like, just tell me my father's name.
Yeah.
And then I believe that her and Reese have a talk and she reveals what happened.
He was a product of rape.
Yes. And what and I think she told him a name. She told
the name that he gave. It doesn't know that it's his real name.
Yes. Which is gonna be good.
See, this is what I went to. And I know you know, so don't tell me if I'm wrong. This is one of my theories is it might be Alexander Skarsgård. Like he gave a fake name.
Who's Alexander?
Nicole Kidman's husband on the show.
Okay.
Because we've seen these flashes of, violence and everything. So I don't know if she came back here thinking this is where the father was from. This is my theory, my smoking gun theory. I don't know how right it is. Don't tell me because I know you know. But we'll see as the season goes. But if she came back here looking for his father.
I was about to say, because remember when we first discussed it and you said we could tell that she's a victim of abuse, and that she's on the run and that she's scared and running from somebody.
Right.
And now based on your theory, you're like, no, it seems like she's running to that person.
Trying to confront. But I also think she may still be running from, because then she has this vision of someone breaking in with, and that's why she has the gun. So she's afraid someone's coming to get her now. This guy raped you one time. I'm assuming you had no other contact with him. So it's not like he would be coming looking for you and his son. He doesn't know you exist. He doesn't know the son exists. So who is she seeing breaking in, trying to attack them?
I took that, the way that I took it was that it was because of that. Because she's like, okay, well, according to your theory, like, I'm coming here to confront him. He knows what I look like. I know what he looks like. And, this fake name, because like you're saying, I believe it's a fake name. Right. I think she even said that
she doesn't know if it's that real. And we see next episode, she Googles him and they didn't tell us in that clip if she says, well, this is not who raped me or this is who raped me. So she Googles the name that he gave her. So
that's what I took it as, is that she's like, okay, now I'm here. And he fucking knows what I look like and this and that. And what if he comes after me?
Well, they haven't told us yet if she's confronted him or tried to reach out, or, you know what I mean? They haven't given us that bit of information as the viewer yet that hasn't read the book. Has she tried to email this Moxon person before and hasn't gotten a response, but knows where he lives? He's from this area and that's why she came. So we don't have that bit of information yet. So
oh my God, I just gotta keep. I'm like, that's why I keep saying
no spoiler.
Hold on, listeners. I want y'all to know that this is not just a boring conversation where I'm not engaging with her. It's just that I'm trying to break my tongue and not say anything. So I'm like, I only want to discuss things that's been seen on the show.
Yeah, because everybody has. Some people have read it. Some people have. So if you've read it and you're listening to this, you like, nah, bitch, you got it all wrong. Or you're like, yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but we don't know because you may not have read the book. So I'm not reading the book because I'm one of those, if it's a really good book, I'll sit in my bathroom and just go and I'll be done with it. So I don't want to know. I'll read it and see what's different after the series.
See, you know what the thing is with me with books, and I didn't know. Oh, I think, was this the first one? And then The Husband's Secret was the second one. But I knew one of them she was in talks with making one of them a movie.
Right.
So I was like, oh, I got to read the book before it come out. But even with other things, I like to read the book first. I want to have my own vision, my own opinion, my own anything before Hollywood shapes it for me.
Right.
Because then you can never go backwards.
Yeah. And I did that with Mocking
the Hunger Games. I was going to say that.
I finished all the books before the first movie came out. So then when they were doing it, like you said, I already had in my mind what this person was going to be, how it was going to play out. So then when they changed some things, it kind of upset me. So that's why I'm like, now I'm just going to, especially with this, because it's not something like supernatural, something that, it's like people and lives and that. So I'm going to let the story play out on the TV. And I got the book sitting, just waiting to be cracked. It's just looking at me, taunting me. So as soon as it's over, I'm gonna go into it and
it's really
be ready.
Good. But so then, other than that, we saw Reese Witherspoon being the bitch that she always is. Taking the kids to the ice capades on the same day of the party.
Passive aggressive is their religion out there.
Oh no, she was aggressive because she told her either you invite Ziggy, or I'm gonna take all of no one will come to the party.
Yeah.
What do you want? And then we see the daughter tells her, I want to move out and go live with Dad and Bonnie, and packs up her stuff and things like that.
You know how I feel about this Bonnie thing, but...
And let me tell you, a lot of the people, when the comments and the feedback that I got on the show, on the podcast, a lot of the people agree with you. Like, I would have been at her front door ready to fight.
Yeah.
Like,
I talked to one of the girls at work who actually just became a mother. So I was like, you're still kind of fresh at it. Yours ain't even got friends yet. So how would you feel? And she was like, no, it was a total violation. But I do give credit to Reese Witherspoon for being able to, I don't think she's not past it, but she knows that maybe this is a change. She recognized, okay, she needs something different that I'm not giving her. Maybe she can get that with Dad and Bonnie right now. And she's okay with it. Because, I mean, she could easily have said, oh, no, that is not our arrangement. We got to go before the judge. If the judge said, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I give her character credit for letting it go and just saying, okay, you need to be with that right now and have that kind of support. I'm always here. You can always come back. The little sister ain't phased. She was like, can I move in to your
Yes.
room? Okay. Your room is bigger. You got nicer closets.
Yeah, you got all your things. I hope that works out with you and your dad and your new stepmom and your stepsister. But yeah, how about this room? But okay, so Big Little Lies come on again tonight. Because someone told me they like, y'all got me wanting to watch the show. When does it come on? And I guess everybody doesn't
it's the same time as Walking Dead. So normally I watch it later. But
I don't, you know what? Sometimes I watch Walking Dead at that time, and especially if I'm watching with other people. Me and my sister, we used to meet up and watch Walking Dead together. But sometimes if I don't watch it by myself, I'm like, I don't want to be scared tonight.
I got you.
But Big Little Lies is definitely... My mom
likes watching Talking Dead directly after. So she's that person. She's like, I want to see them discuss it immediately after the episode. I don't want to watch it on the DVR. So we watch it straight through and go, So we usually watch Big Little Lies later, and then I like to be fresh and be able to watch Big Little, so I don't miss anything. And
it's that type of show where sometimes you may need to watch it twice.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a really, really good show.
Yeah.
Then we had This Is Us.
Oh.
With the funeral.
I wrote that too.
Funeral.
It was I just loved this show. I love the whole idea of the little girls planning it. And just like what he said, grown-ups are too sad. They make it so sad. Make it fun. Mm-hmm. And having his favorite breakfast and having, and the conversation with Randall and Jesse Williams' former lover, who he said, we already said our goodbyes, and I
knew that he wasn't going.
That he wasn't coming back, and it was just such a good closing to Williams' life.
I mean, this show is just. I mean, next year we're gonna see. Well, this year at the Emmys, they're just gonna fucking clean up.
Oh, definitely.
So
definitely, because everybody I have recommended it to, I'm like, trust me, it may not be you, but you will see someone in your family reflected in this family.
And then we also saw about the father. And remember last week, my prediction was, because based on the clip, was that he was a cheater.
Right.
And that was the issue, and that maybe him and the mother divorced because of that. And then I guess it's kind of inferred with, what is her name? The daughter, Kate.
Right.
And she says to her boyfriend, like, oh, I killed my father.
It's my fault.
It's my fault. But we see that he was at the bar. He was drinking. Then he gets in the car.
And has beer cans in there.
Beer cans. And I take it that he's going to get the mother. Because he says, I'm going to work it out. You are right. Yeah. And he's going to go find the mother. And he's driving. But he got like a 6-pack with him, a 12-pack. Yeah. And he's just drinking. And so I guess that's how he's going to meet his end.
I'm hoping this is a red herring. Like, they're making us think this. And it's something so opposite. Because I would just hate, like, he seems like such a good... I mean, I guess that happens, though. It can happen to anyone, that this was your way to go, being a drunk driver. But he just makes it seem like he was such a responsible dad. Like,
well, remember back in the days, now, I know when I was in grammar school, maybe in like the 4th or 5th grade or something, that's when they came out with this whole no more drinking and driving.
And that's when this is set in the early
70s.
Late 70s, early 80s, right?
Oh, yeah, because they're like my age. I keep forgetting.
They're teenagers in the...
So, yeah, but when they flash back, it seems so
long ago.
Old.
Right.
As opposed to
I'm thinking like, if they're teenagers, the death happens in the 80s, if this is when he died. I'm really wondering if they're just red herring us and this is not when he died.
Yeah, but as far as him being like irresponsible, I just didn't see it that way because back then it wasn't a big thing to drink and drive. No, it was like, whatever. Okay. Yeah.
I just don't want that I don't want that to be the closing of his chapter. But that scene with him and William sitting on the couch together when Randy says, I had a dream that girl, I was in tears.
No, my favorite part of this episode is the monologue at the end.
Oh, yeah.
When he goes into the job. Because even though, I mean, when he receives the package, we don't know that he's allergic to pears. We just see that someone mentions like
the wife. Yeah, the wife says, "This is what they send you."
And I just took it like, damn, it's so impersonal. Yeah. And then when he opens it, it's like literally typed up, printed out, and I'm like,
yeah. See, that was what was more impersonal to me because I'm gonna tell you, I'm the kind of person I don't like sending flowers like to people's house and stuff. Like if you're sending flowers to a funeral, like a funeral home, but to me, if you're sending something to a house. I don't like sending flowers because to me, it's already a death. You remind them of something that dies. So I have sent fruit baskets and stuff.
I send, fruit and the cookies.
To have no signed card or something, that was way more impersonal to me. Not the fruit part. Now, like you said, I didn't know, nobody else knew he was allergic to pears.
Yeah, so I guess
that's what really would have pissed me off too.
I guess that's why the wife was like, and this what they sent you? And she is slaying in that role. She is slaying every week. And she just kind of get that look like that's what they sent you.
Yeah, exactly.
And rolled her eyes and kept moving. Yeah. But when he comes into his job and he does this monologue and he like, and you knew I was allergic to pears. Yeah. Because when you hired me, and either you knew or you don't even take that much of an interest in me to remember that I'm fucking allergic to pears. So you had someone else order this to send it to me. And then
after all my 13 years helping you build this company, all of that.
And then you put this one-liner in there. It was nothing that was personal to me, like something that you knew about me personally that you put in there. Yeah. Y'all didn't sign it, nothing. Yeah. And then
and it was such a William thing to do. He was wearing his hat and everything. Yes. I was like, he was embodying William's strength and bravery.
Because at the end he says, he like, you know what? I'm gonna walk instead of running. I'm gonna know my mailman. I thought he was gonna say, and my kids, they like, oh my God, you swear you know everything. Because while he was doing it, and they said, well, what are you gonna do now? And he stopped. I thought he was gonna say, I'm gonna live. Yeah. Because like he said, I've been giving y'all 20-hour days. Yeah. His wife's like, you haven't taken a vacation in 3 years, this and that. And I'm like, okay, so, and he's like, I don't know.
But he did tell him he's gonna live because, like he said, I'm gonna get to know my mailman.
I'm gonna know
instead of running. I'm gonna go for a walk through my neighborhood because that's living, observing, not just, going through the motions and just sitting at your desk 20 hours
a day. And he tells the guy, he's like, this is all you now. You can have it. But I can't see him abandoning what he does because he is really passionate about it.
Yeah.
And remember, he made
him starting his own firm.
Yes, that's what. But I would have loved for him to say, you know what? I'm gonna come for your neck. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. I wanted him to do something, but I liked what he did. I think
in the next season, I'm sure they're setting it up for that because obviously he has rapport with clients, so he just as easily going, introduce himself as the new game in town and say, this is where your new account should be.
Exactly. So that was, and then when he said peace and it was really, really good. That end scene was so.
Now I'm gonna tell you where I was sobbing uncontrollably. It gets me even thinking about it. When the postcard came from William to the wife, because remember the wife wasn't dealing.
Yes,
girl, I was on the couch, laid out in the fetal position, sucking on my thumb like a newborn baby.
There. But she was struggling because she's like, everybody has their thing but me. And everybody had their own way of saying I love this man too. Oh, This Is Us is just everything.
You got to be strong. I was listening to Hot 97 and they were talking about it. And Rosenberg was like, you get to know how someone is in touch with their emotions watching This Is Us. Because he said his wife can't focus on it. He says she's got to be doing other things because she doesn't want the emotion
to come out.
So he'll be like, she'll be on her laptop. She'll be doing other stuff while it's playing. She's listening. She knows what's going on, but she can't let herself feel the whole emotion. He said, whereas he even posted a picture on Twitter with his eyes covered because he was like, I can't cry anymore.
Oh and
I said, I never thought about it like that.
It just makes me want to get like a gallon of Ben and Jerry's. And just, it does. It gets me in my feelings all the time. Definitely. Okay, so then that was This Is Us, which we stay with. And then we had the 24 Legacy. I know. They got this heat on hell today. I guess they like, y'all will not freeze in this building.
So, like we said every week, Corey Hawkins, this is just his year.
I went to see
Kong yesterday. I didn't even know he was in that.
I told you he was.
I didn't remember. But it wasn't like a passing role. He had a major role. And, #spoiler, set it up for him to be in future ones coming forward.
Oh my God.
You better win it, life, boy.
Agent. Like, they keeping him busy.
Yeah. So the wife and the brother, it's just too much, too close for comfort for me. I just don't like it. I'm not here for it. Why y'all close talking and look like y'all about to make out? And I don't like it.
Okay, so #real facts is that I didn't realize I was behind because I watched the episode and I'm like,
when this happened?
Yeah. So,
what happened?
Because then I realized I was telling my husband about it and he like, yeah, that happened like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, okay. Or a week ago or something. Right. I'm like, whatever. But so we see the wife is getting close to the brother again.
Yes.
And she was originally his girlfriend.
Yes.
So
and now I'm gonna call him Corey Hawkins because now that's his name. But he sends CTU.
I call him Dre.
He sends CTU to pick up the wife, and he said, "I want you out of there. I don't know what's going on. He got drug dealers going on and all of this stuff, and his girlfriend shooting at you. You need to get out of there." So they send CTU to pick up the wife. And she decides to leave. No, she tells him and I'm thinking because she realizes we about to fuck. So I need to go.
Like we're starting to get close again and I don't want it to go there.
She goes outside and the damn terrorists found the hood.
Get the fuck out of here.
The terrorists found the hood. The terrorist is waiting outside. They kill the CTU guys and kidnap her and the brother. Girl, I said, how the hell? Now, how you ain't see all of these fucking Arab
people in the hood?
That's what I told you. Sometimes with 24, it'd be good, and then you'd be like, hold up, wait a minute. So, yeah. But I don't even know. I'm wondering. I know that they knew where all the, they got the connect from all the people. So I'm assuming they did their research on all these people to know where their families were and everything.
No, because the thing is that the whole thing, what I liked about it being in the hood, and I told you, is because they have their own rules, their own culture. Everybody knows everybody. So like you're saying, these people would have came, and him being this big drug dealer, you supposed to have lookouts like anybody different in the hood. Some kid should have came and threw a rock at your window and say, yo, it's a white van around here. I don't know what they up to or something. And for them to not put that in there to say, I wouldn't mind if they were running and had noticed before, like somebody came and told them, or a nosy old lady, you know, it's always one of them in the hood sitting on exactly with a call to say, hey, it's something funny. They told his mother who told his mother or something.
The only thing that I say with that is they also showed you in the last couple episodes that he doesn't trust a lot of people now because of what the girlfriend did. Mm-hmm. So remember, well, okay, you probably didn't see the last episode. He was torturing one of the guys trying to figure out, well, what'd you know? Did you know what was going on? So his empire is kind of like imploding because he don't trust none of his people now because of what the girlfriend and the guy was in on. So he's kind of looking at everybody with the cross eye, don't know who to trust. So that's the only thing where if he had received it, would he have believed what was going on? Two, when they started shooting at the terrorists, I just thought it was motherfuckers from the hood, like, get out of here, government, pew, 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 you know? And then you see the terrorists, and I'm like, oh, shit, how'd they know the brother was here? But they knew about all of these guys' families because they had went to the guy's sister and mom's house. We saw that. So we knew where they knew their identities as well as their own people identity. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm still watching it. And next week, tomorrow, we're getting a character from previous 24s.
Introduced. Yeah. That's the only thing. I mean, I loved when we disagreed on it before about them having, but and then I told you that I didn't like the actors they picked to be hood. Right. I don't like the language. Yeah. It's just like my thing with when they had Empire and they were supposed to be in Philly, and I told you they never used the word John. And I was like, why are y'all not getting these details in it so it's more believable? Yeah. Definitely. And I think that's missing out of it. If they would have had more details, because perfect example, we seen it on The Wire. And where you would see the littlest kid riding a fucking big wheel, right? But he knew what was up in the hood, who didn't belong, and he knew exactly, right. And he would go tell somebody. If they would have brought some of that into it, I would have, because that's the whole thing of why you go back to the hood. The only other way I see this going is now, if they have the brother, it's going to be like kind of CTU and hood trying to work like against each other to find the brother, find the white. So you know what I mean? Together. So it may be a point where the worlds merge again, and we see like the brother telling them, "Look, y'all gonna have to keep on the low, but look, when the streets come knocking, let me know, and me and the government will slide in and do it by the book, so you niggas don't go out there and get shot up." I don't know. They better do something. So we'll see how it goes. But I told you, 24 can quickly jump the track and be like, the rails is. We don't care about no stinking rails. Yeah, and that one comes on Monday at 9, right? No, 8. Monday at 8. Yeah. Oh, good. I'm definitely going to be on. I'll be tweeting this shit, right? Because I'm not watching Love and Hip Hop. See, now I don't have to watch fucking Plants Grow. I can watch 24 Legacy. So did we have anything else in drama? No, that was it for me. Okay, so I guess we could start getting into the recommendations. Okay. You want to go first? I'll go. Oh my God, jinx. Buy me a Pepsi when we leave. So my picks for this week, This Is Us season finale. If you have not been watching, then this would be, you'll know exactly Tuesday at about 11 o'clock is when you can start binging season 1 from episode 1. If you have been watching, you have to see. I think we're going to get how the white father dies. And we're going to get a lot of answers to questions. Is the brother going to go back to Hollywood or work with Ron Howard? We're going to get a lot of answers. Wait, oh my God. And I don't know why I didn't bring this up, because when I saw that scene, I knew who Ron Howard was. Because remember, he's from Happy Days. Right. But he crossed over and he's like the biggest director and producer in Hollywood. Yeah. But when the brother puts on his play, the one guy, the critic, he wants to come, doesn't come. Show. Right. So he's like, fuck, damn. and then he's sleeping in a bed with his ex-wife that's now dating. Now his girlfriend. Right. Yeah, and Ron Howard calls him and like, oh yeah.
He's like, who is this?
And he's like,
pranked.
Yeah, she wanted to go see something, so we just stopped and went to your play. And
he said she was his niece. He was the niece's favorite actor
from the Manny.
She wanted to go see his play.
So he's like, so we saw it, and I want you to work on my project. Like, and so now it's like, is he gonna leave the ex-wife, now girlfriend,
right,
and go to Hollywood?
Because when they were married, this is how he stepped out on her. He went to Hollywood and ended up cheating on her.
But then you also see Kate and her guy, and he's telling her, well, I heart New York. I want to go back to LA.
Yeah.
And so now she has to, so maybe that's what we're going to see, that they're all going to pack up and those two go back.
I'm like, Kate got a job. Like, you should be wanting to go back to LA. What's going on with your job? You just want to stay in New York forever?
Well, she only had the job working for the lady, but her main thing will be working with Kevin. Yeah, it's always going to be that.
We'll see.
So we'll see how that plays out.
That's my one, and I'm going to piggyback on yours because right after This Is Us, it's a comedy, people. I know. We picked one. Trial and Error comes on right after.
I don't have no fucking recommendations now if you're going to take all my recommendations. Like, girl.
We can do it's a combination.
But are these commercials not hilarious?
Yes, no, they are.
John Lithgow he's handcuffed and the lawyer come to see him and he's like, yeah, because that's right around the time when I got away with that hit and run last year. And he said, I didn't hear that. The lawyer says, I didn't hear that. He said, last year I got away with a hit and run. Like, oh my God.
Or the part that makes me laugh when he says, well, they did used to call me a lady killer. And I'm like, aren't you in jail for murder? Stop.
Yes, I cannot wait till this show starts. It better be funny as shit. I cannot wait. And
my last pick is American Crime. I don't know.
Is it coming back already?
It's coming back Sunday. It starts tonight.
Oh, shit.
The new season. And the reason this is my pick is because every season you get a brand new story. So you don't have to have seen any of the past seasons. It's a repeat of characters as far as actors, but it's a new story. They have new identities. They're telling a new story. So tonight's story is about migrant workers and underage sex workers being imported from other places. So that's what we're starting with this season. And I think in a 45 climate, this is the perfect story to be telling too. So American Crime starts tonight on ABC. I believe it's 10 o'clock, 9 or 10. I'm not sure, but it's on ABC. You have Once Upon a Time at 8, so it's either coming on right after at 9 or at the 10 o'clock
probably
hour.
10. They probably listen, you can't just go from Once Upon a Time storybook to fucking migrant sex workers, so we got to give you something. But
my picks.
While we're on American Crime, for the last season, I really thought Andre 3000 got jerked for not getting a nod.
I agree.
When he goes into that room after his son and like, did you touch that boy? Yeah. Tell me now. I mean, that. Yeah. Because I just knew he was going to get an Emmy nod.
I haven't seen him in any of the promos, so I'm hoping he's back for this season. Because I like that they start afresh with all new, it's the same, like it's Andre, it's Regina King, it's still people, but they're brand new people telling a whole brand new story. So I haven't seen him in any of the commercials.
Because from my understanding is that when they did the first season, it was supposed to be like a limited series or whatever.
Right.
And then it just did so well that they like, I guess we got to come up with some shit to do next season.
Hey, Ryan Murphy's been doing that with American Horror Stories. I don't see why it can't work.
I love it. I love it because for the simple fact that you don't have to be caught up on anything.
Because I didn't watch the first 2 seasons. I didn't come in until
you didn't watch the last.
Right. I watched the last one with Andre 3000. It's only been 2. Okay, so I didn't see the first season at all.
Yeah.
So, but after last season, I was like, okay, I'm here for you, American Crime.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do.
So now my recommendations were Trial and Error.
You're welcome.
This is a season finale. And then I had one, Murder in Lehigh Valley. And this is with my boy Keith Morrison from Dateline, who looks like he's at least, I would say, maybe 300 years old.
Oh, stop.
I mean, yeah, he literally looks like Mr. Burns that they've been keeping him. But I love him because, you know why? Old people don't have filter.
Oh, that's true.
He like, I'm fucking 300. What you gonna do to me? Like, he'll say anything to anybody. But this comes on the ID channel, Investigative Discovery. And basically what the story is about is that this woman was tried and convicted of killing another woman and her baby because she was messing around with her husband.
Okay.
So they convicted her, and then they went back into it and found like the police were planting evidence that they lied about certain things. So now someone is going back into it to see if she really killed this woman.
Okay.
And if she didn't. But
it's a series or a movie?
Oh no, it's like a Dateline type series type deal. Okay. So it's all about this one particular case, which was really, to me, shocking that someone would I mean, they killed a baby and a woman and left her in the field. So yeah, so it's gonna go back to she had lost one of her pills because the DNA came back and it said it was her hair and everything. Oh wow. But then come to find out, so her lawyers, everybody dropped her. Then come to find out that the hair sample they used didn't even have the follicle or anything. So exactly. Wow. How the fuck DNA? So yes, so then they're going back into it, and I'm a big crime buff. I love my Dateline, 48 Hours, Hard Evidence, 2020. I love all of that. So this one I got into, it's only one episode, but I guess it would be something like let a couple of episodes build up and what's the name. But check it out and see if you're into the story.
What time?
I don't fucking know. Watched it on demand. Because I watched Dateline, so on Comcast, which I love, Xfinity or whatever.
They'll have it.
When you watch something, they'll say, "Oh, these shows are recommended for you."
Right. Okay.
And my boy was there, so I was like, "I'm here for him."
You'll find it.
I guess I could give y'all one more show since we both had all of the same shows. Which I know nobody loves my Little Women, but I love Little Women of Atlanta and LA. I really love these Little Women. They have all the drama and everything of Real Housewives and this and that, and we see
in a tiny package.
Exactly. So it's just that part of it, the struggle that they have with being little people. Mm-hmm. But they are packed full of drama. The one girl had cheated on somebody, had a baby, didn't know who the father was, then found the father, then got pregnant again by him, and he came down because the cameras were filming, but then he like, yeah, bitch, I gotta go because I don't really want to take care of my kids.
I don't want to be here.
Like, yeah, did you really think I wanted to take care of my kids after I didn't take care of the first one? Like, and so she's pregnant and alone, but so I guess I would do that because we both had the same exact. I can't believe, and the funny thing is that we don't talk about this during the week.
Right.
So we both come with our notes and then we go over it, and we had the same exact recommendations. But so we're going to get up out of here. You can find me on Twitter at JMOAbout. You can also find us on. We got to set up the Instagram account. Shit.
Right.
Okay. Don't look for us on Instagram yet, but we're going to be there. We're going to be there. We're available every week on Tuesday on iTunes, Google Play, and then a day or two afterwards on YouTube. We have the thing. We put up the video in case, that's how you like to
watch it. Listen.
I think they got YouTube Red or something. My daughter was telling me.
Oh, okay.
So you can listen without having it actually taking up your phone, because on YouTube you have to watch it or
it stops playing. Okay.
But
all right. Well, I'm Notorious FPG at that pretty girl on Twitter, which is mostly the way you can contact me. Even my mom DMs me. So
and then check for our hashtags. I'm on Twitter, the Life of a TV Addict. Yeah, so that you can follow what we're talking about or what we're doing,
what we're watching, live tweeting, all of that stuff.
I know. Sometimes I gotta go back. And I hate when I do this, and then we're going to get out of here. But when I miss a show at the regular time, I got to wait for the LA time.
Yeah.
So, because I hate to be tweeting about a show when nobody else doing it. So then I'm like, fuck, when is it going to?
Exactly.
So then I'll put it on. But anyway, so we're going to get up out of here.
Have a good week.
Yeah. Make sure you check out our recommendations. Hit us up if you have any recommendations. You can leave a comment. Oh, we're available on SoundCloud. So you can leave comments on SoundCloud and on YouTube. Okay. Any shows we're not watching and you want us to watch,
let us know.
Okay.
Have a good week.